Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of The Man from Marseille by J.P. Smith, performed by Guthrie.
Chapter 1. It was intended to be the pivotal scene in the film in which the protagonist becomes suddenly aware of the conspiracy into which he's being drawn. Interior, basement of Moscow office block, day. So I had originally envisaged it. In the shadowy obscurity of this labyrinth of pipeline corridors, amongst the anonymous machinery of the boiler room, against the quiet roar of the furnace and the sound of water dripping into a pail, how suggestive it would be of the gut of some vast sleeping giant. The truth would be revealed in the pauses between the words and the silences between the whispered phrases. I'd imagined it as a short but vital interlude between the scenes shot above the ground, on bridges and in cafes, in blonde Moscow offices and decrepit Moscow flats. My director, however, did not quite see it as I did. It should be shot in a more public place, he had told me a month earlier in the house in Richmond. Some place where I can counterpoint the conversation with the face as a bystander to either know nothing of the conspiracy or everything. I agree it should be a darkened interior, but a silent one. Besides, I like the symbolism of the machinery. What symbolism? The latent symbolism, then. I continued to protest. Look, he said, let's just give it a try, all right? There was nothing more I could say. It was an English film, mostly financed by British investors, who had no intention of losing even tuppence on the project. In the current sensitive climate of British cinema, to complain even mildly would seem, at worst, like an act of sabotage. In this case, it looked more like ingratitude. I had been out of the picture for too long, off the scene, as is said in the business. I needed to get my hand back in it again. Chris had already scouted out a location, an indoor swimming bath in a rather seedy area of St. John's Wood. From the street, it looked like an oversized public toilet, all pale, graffiti-covered brick and discreet entrances. Once one descended to the pool itself, however, it did indeed resemble what I imagined a Moscow bathhouse would look like, with its tiled floors and the sun casting only indistinct shadows as it filtered down through smoked windows set in the high, cathedral-like ceiling, a kind of palatial shabbiness, redeemed only by thoughts of its past grandeur. A row of open cubicles, save for one which evidently had been vandalized, were each fitted with a showerhead and drain. Similar compartments, equipped with doors, served as...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?